Have you ever experienced something so strange, so unexplainable that it sticks with you forever, replaying in your mind? I have a story like that, something that happened to me last summer, and to this day, neither my sister nor I can figure it out. I was back at my parents' house for the holidays, enjoying the break. Like a lot of people my age, my sleep schedule was completely upside down. It was around 3 in the morning, and I was in my room, sitting at my computer, probably watching videos or playing a game. The house was completely silent, as you'd expect at that hour. Everyone was fast asleep, or so I thought. Suddenly my phone, which was on the desk beside me, lit up and started ringing. I glanced at the screen, and my stomach did a little flip. The caller ID showed it was my sister. Now, this was immediately weird for a couple of reasons. First, it was 3 in the morning. Why would she be calling me? Second, and this is the main thing, her bedroom is literally just down the hallway from mine. We're talking maybe 15 steps tops. If she needed something, she would just get up and come to my room. She's done it a million times. Calling me felt formal and just not something she would do. Still, maybe she was feeling lazy, or maybe it was something she didn't want to get out of bed for. I reached for the phone to answer it, but the very instant my fingers touched the screen, the call ended. It didn't even ring once on my end before cutting off. It was like she hung up the second I went to pick up. I just stared at the phone for a moment, confused. The screen showed a missed call from Hannah. I figured, okay, she must want to talk to me about something. The call was probably a mistake, but it reminded her she needed me. So, I pushed my chair back, got up, and walked out of my room into the dark, quiet hallway. The only light was the dim glow from my computer screen spilling out of my doorway. I made my way down the short hall to her room. Her door was closed. As I reached out to knock, a blood-curdling scream erupted from inside her room. It wasn't a playful shriek. It was a scream of pure, undiluted terror. My heart leaped into my throat. Adrenaline surged through me, and without a second thought, I threw my shoulder against the door and burst into her room. I flipped on the light switch, my eyes scanning every corner, expecting to see an intruder, someone who shouldn't be there. But there was nothing. The room was empty. The window was closed and locked. The closet door was shut. There was no one there except for my sister, who was sitting bolt upright in her bed, clutching her blankets to her chest. She was pale, shaking, and tears were streaming down her face. She was hyperventilating, trying to catch her breath between sobs. I rushed over to her bed. "What is it? What's wrong? What happened?" I asked, putting my hands on her shoulders. It took her a few minutes to calm down enough to speak. Her voice was trembling as she told me what had just happened. She said she was sound asleep when something woke her up. She didn't know what it was, just a feeling. When she opened her eyes, she saw it. A dark shadow, a humanoid shape, was standing right beside her bed, leaning over her. She said his face, or where a face should have been, was just inches, centimeters from her own. She was paralyzed with fear for a second before she found her voice and let out that terrifying scream. The moment she screamed, she said, the shadow was just gone. I held her, trying to comfort her, telling her it was just a nightmare, that it was probably sleep paralysis. It felt so real to her, but there was no one in the room. I was there in seconds. After she finally stopped crying, I said, "Well, what did you call me for anyway?" She looked at me, her brow furrowed in confusion. "What are you talking about?" "I didn't call you." "Yes, you did," I insisted. "Your call is what made me come down here. You called me right before you screamed." She shook her head, looking even more scared than before. "No, I didn't. I was asleep. And my phone isn't even in here." I didn't believe her at first. I thought she was just disoriented from being woken up so suddenly. "What do you mean it's not in here?" I asked. We looked around her room, on her nightstand, under her pillow, in the sheets. Her phone was nowhere to be found. She then told me she left it downstairs in her purse when she came up to bed earlier in the evening. This is where it gets really strange. We went downstairs together, me still trying to rationalize everything. We found her purse on the kitchen counter. And sure enough, her phone was inside, right where she said it would be. It hadn't been touched. I pulled out my own phone to show her. "Look," I said, opening my call log. And there it was, clear as day. A missed call from her number, time-stamped at 3:07 a.m., just a few minutes earlier. I showed her the screen. She just stared at it, her eyes wide with a mix of fear and disbelief. Then, she unlocked her own phone and went to her call log. We stood there, in the dim light of the kitchen, and looked at her recent calls. There was nothing. No outgoing call to me at 3:07 a.m. No record of her phone ever making that call. It was on my phone, but not on hers. We've talked about it so many times since then. We've tried to come up with every possible explanation. A technical glitch? A phone spoofing app? But who would spoof her number to call me from inside my own house at 3 in the morning, just to hang up? And the timing. The call coming right before she woke up and saw that figure is just too much of a coincidence. Was it the shadow? Did some entity use her phone signal to call me, to get me to come to her room right when she needed help? Or was it something else entirely, a warning from somewhere? I don't have any answers. It's a complete mystery. The call log on my phone is the only physical proof that anything happened at all. It's a digital ghost, a record of a call that was never made. And it's a chilling reminder of that night, of the scream in the dark, and the shadow by my sister's bed. Some things, I guess, just can't be explained. What do you think happened? Have you ever experienced anything like this? A glitch in the matrix, a phantom call? Let me know your theories in the comments below. I love to read them. Thanks for listening to my story. If you enjoy unexplained mysteries like this one, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more. Stay safe out there.